So today was the grand opening of the Tasty Treat, and I was there to show up and take pictures of this restaurant. It may not have had a free-hoof rating, but it did have the recommendation of Rarity, and her reputation in Canterlot was enough to gather a crowd when she publicly endorsed the place. Apparently there was something of a struggle getting to the point of the grand opening for the restaurant. From what I hear from Rarity, this whole thing started out as one of their map/friendship missions. Apparently the friendship map has been broken for some time and was only just recently repaired. Rarity and Pinkie Pie were eventually selected to go on this friendship mission and arrived at Canterlot. Wondering where to go to find their friendship mission, they toured various restaurants, each with a free-hoof rating, meaning that that restaurant was of the highest quality and no pony in Canterlot would even consider eating at any place that wasn't rated with at least 3 hooves. Pinkie Pie, not being a big fan of the small portions and lacking taste of these hoity-toity yuppie restaurants, followed her nose and her stomach to a fancy, unique restaurant with exotic flavors. Exotic foods that actually tasted good. Run by a arguing foreign family, the restaurant wasn't doing very well and had no rating yet, and as a result had no customers. After tasting the food and realizing how great it was, Pinkie Pie and Rarity decided to try and help the restaurant get the free hoof rating it needed to be successful. In Pinkie Pie's opinion, getting the restaurant to be successful meant keeping its uniqueness and its exotic flavors and showing ponies something different from what they were seeing in every other identical restaurant. In Rarity's opinion, getting the free hoof rating meant conforming to the trend and being the same as everyone else who was already popular. And sad to say, the attitude of Canterlot ponies is one that agrees with Rarity. They wanted nothing to do with uniqueness and exotic flavor and being different. They wanted the same old thing, the trusted free hoof rating, the trendiness, the yuppie stuck up rich flavors and the ritzy, classy atmosphere. They didn't want to go to a restaurant with a 0 hoof rating. They didn't want to go to a restaurant that wasn't popular or trendy. They just turned up their noses and walked away without even considering trying this thing that was new and feeling comfortable with the stuff they were already familiar with. It took failing when the restaurant critic showed up and left without even eating any of the food and sitting down to eat another helping of some very delicious, flavor-filled noodles, for Rarity to decide that she and Pinkie should switch jobs. Rarity put Pinkie in charge of keeping the restaurant decorated with the unique, exotic foreign decorations that it was known for, and Rarity herself went out to gather the crowds and lead them back to the restaurant, using her endorsement. It may not have been the free hoof rating, but a celebrity endorsement was almost as good. with an attitude of, if Rarity says it's good, it must be so, ponies from all over Canterlot showed up. Most of them restaurant owners themselves. And when they tasted the yummy flavors of this exotic food, they came to the realization that each restaurant owner has a unique flavor and a menu that they specialize in, and they should be cooking what they want, cooking what they know, and cooking what actually tastes good, rather than cooking what the trend tells them to cook. I do feel that I have to agree with what was learned here. It is better to do your own thing and stand out and be unique than to conform and be the same as everyone else just because you have to follow some kind of trend and listen to the opinion of someone famous. Anyhow, it's time to take a bit of a break from all of this. I may come back with something else once in a while, but it doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot going on for quite some time. Anyhow, as always, thank you for listening.